Hi, welcome to week 36. I'm doing my video slightly differently this week. This video is right at the very beginning of the week. I've set myself a few goals that I'm going to track on a daily basis and make a video conclusion, see how the previous day went. I'm just going to start this week really by telling you what the 4 goals are that I set myself. The first one is pretty straightforward. That's to take my prepped food each day into work, so that I take breakfast and my lunch and a couple of snacks in each day. It was one of those bits of advice that Sophie had given me in terms of my nutrition stuff. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is the fact that I've noticed really since before Christmas I hadn't really been sticking to a good sleep pattern. So second goal is to go to bed at 10:30. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any screen time after 10 o'clock. There's normally a TV programme me and Bex like to watch for an hour between 9 and 10, watching Silent Witness, Cold Feet, whatever is on, Catastrophe, any of those programmes. Hopefully by the end of that we'll be able to go to bed at 10:30, get a decent night's sleep and get on. Goal number 3 is a little bit about why I'm doing these videos a slightly different way. I realised that it's taken up a bit of time on the weekend finishing off the videos, editing and uploading them. So one of my goals this week is to try and shift everything back to it being done and uploaded by Friday. And then finally I have a training goal for each day. I'm trying to build up my hours, but I don't want to put myself back into a hole in terms of feeling poorly. So I've got a set goal for each day that I've got written out that I'm going to stick to. So every morning the plan will be to do a conclusion about how the previous day went and then build that up as a proper daily video diary, which I've not actually done before. So let's get into Monday. This vlogging when out and about thing is really tricky. You kind of end up looking for spots in Bristol that are quiet, where there isn't anyone around, but where there's things happening. Tricky. Not sure I'm completely down with this yet. So here's a quick summary of what went on Monday. It was a lovely day yesterday, beautiful clear skies. I went for a nice 50-minute run, nice and easy around Clevedon where I live. After that I went home and kind of chilled out for a bit. Actually had a nice easy relaxed day. Went down to the beach side, watched a couple of crazy swimmers swimming in 3-degree water in Marine Lake. I think I'll wait till April. Took in the swimming, I went to Masters in the evening as per my plan. Actually really struggled with the set. It's an amazing set to do, but I'm looking forward to being able to do that maybe in February. Really super tough, but managed to hang in there to do 2.2k or something like that. But ultimately hit my training goals. Spot on with the food yesterday. Prepped all my food in the morning, had a nice bagel for breakfast, and then my wraps and a cup of coffee. I did have a flapjack in the evening because we'd kind of forgotten to get some fruit. Definitely a prepping error there on our part. In terms of the video blog stuff, I managed to do my intro. Doing this today is a summary yesterday, so all on track with getting that done and uploaded for Friday. And yeah, I went to bed at 10:30 last night. In fact, we were in bed by about 10 past 10. Oh, it was amazing, I have to say. It was really good to get to bed, read for a bit and just chill out. I was asleep by maybe 25 to 11 and woke up feeling much more refreshed. I'm definitely going to stick to that this week because that's a golden rule for sure. Managed to find another quiet spot in Bristol. I'm never going to get used to this, I swear to God, this logging thing is just weird. So Tuesday summary, no training Tuesday, so nice relaxed day. Now I actually think I had a bit of a knock on for me going to bed at 10:30. I did that, but man, I couldn't go to sleep. I just couldn't get myself off to sleep last night. Probably because I didn't do any exercise, so that's probably hand in hand with that. And I also stuck to my food plan, which is great. I was hungry after a meeting, Pack-Try meeting, committee getting our website up together, but that was a bit of a struggle to kind of actually sort out my food in the evening because I forgot I wasn't going directly home. But otherwise everything's on plan so far. And the only other thing I've got to sort out is that I've got a bit of an issue with Premiere Pro where I can't seem to import any of the video at the minute, so that's having a bit of a knock on for my plan to keep my videos done by Friday. Anyway, on to Wednesday and see if we can find another quiet spot to do this. Weird. I'm in a massage chair. I don't know if I like it or not. How many times a day do you go on this, Cat? Every day for 5 minutes. It's all right, but there's this kind of thing in the back that I don't know. Feels like I'm being punched in the ribs, but from the back. It's like those boots that you see. There's these boots you can get that, like recovery boots that all the pros wear, all the pro triathletes and cyclists wear, that compresses up and down. And it like pushes the blood up and down your legs to help you recover more. I really like that. That's cool. I mean, it feels like someone's like strangling your leg, but in a good way, I think. Now it's doing something with my calves. I want to buy one of these. Yeah, the balls at the back of the calf. I think I need to buy one of these. Bex, can we buy one? I know it's your living and everything. I know this is what you do for a job, but can we buy one of these? the days to get a flat tyre. I have to do it when it's -1. When it comes to punctures and crashes, cyclists have a saying that it's not a case of if it happens, it's a case of when it happens. As you saw just now, I had a puncture on the way into work yesterday morning, and then about 15 minutes after that I misjudged a corner because I was looking at the ice on the corner going through a path and completely misjudged it and rode straight into the post that was holding the fence up with my left shoulder, went straight over the handlebars and ended up in a bit of a crumpled mess on the floor with a bruised shoulder and a bruised shin and a bruised ego, and my handlebars all bent up and my brake lever all bent out of shape. And myself a bit bent out of shape. I have to admit, after those two incidents, I did try and figure out some way of not riding in. But then shortly after I got myself back on the bike, I fixed the puncture, I got myself back on the bike, straightened my handlebars as best I could. I then ended up riding along the pathway that takes you along the River Avon between Pill and underneath the suspension bridge and into Bristol Harbourside. And it's a beautiful ride, and there was amazing sunrise, and all the people in their cars on the portway were sat there with their brake lights on, and I felt a bit smug that I kind of managed to push through that and got myself in. I did feel a bit battered and bruised after that, so I did get the bus back that day, which is not the most pleasant experience. I really don't like being on the bus. I took my food in as usual. I'm really enjoying my wraps and my snacks and my fruit. I'll reschedule the turbo maybe for tomorrow evening when I get back. There's scheduled for snow tomorrow. Whether that actually ever happens in the West Country, it's always a little bit strange. But anyway, overcame it today. It took me about an hour and a half to ride in, which wasn't the intention. It normally takes me about an hour and 10 minutes. But nonetheless, the end part of the ride was really enjoyable. Good to get into work and be able to get showered and dry after that. But yeah, overcame it. It's only a puncture and a crash. No major harm done. Quick Thursday summary because it's pretty cold out here. Thursday was a rest day. I didn't really do very much. Had a long day teaching at the uni, but I did do a turbo session for about 45 minutes when I got home. Just glad that I drove down to the pool this morning to do a master's session, and as you can see, it started to snow last night. We got a few inches of snow. Turns out the pool's not open, so I'm gonna have to come back and do that a bit later on. Still stuck to the food plan. Went to bed at 10:30 last night. Still didn't sleep very well. Anyway, it's time to get back in the car. It's blinking freezing. Right, let's try again. Now, I'm a pretty resilient guy. I've been through enough in my life over the years to know that I can pretty much overcome and be pretty positive about most things. But the second visit to the pool this morning pretty much tested as much resil as I have. I checked the website to make sure the pool was open, and when I got to the pool, it was closed for an aqua aerobics class, despite the fact that on the website it looked like only 2 lanes were going to be closed. And I have to admit that that pretty much pushed me to the limit this morning. Having had a pretty busy day yesterday, 12-hour day lecturing, and then making myself get on the turbo, which I had to make myself get on the turbo when I came home. Getting up before everybody else this morning and clearing the car and getting my backside down to the pool for 10 to 7 only to find it was closed because somebody had messed the chemicals up. Then going back at 10:30, the website being wrong, that was pretty much me done. I was also due to go out for a run today, but I didn't want to push the cold on my chest too much because I feel that if I get too much cold air into my lungs when I'm still not 100%, that's not going to do me any good. So I ended up sacking today off, and having got the bus back on Wednesday after my bike accident, I feel there are a couple of things that I just didn't manage to kind of push through on this week. But you know what? That's kind of the art of it sometimes. I think sometimes knowing when you're beaten is important. I remember a story of Sutto, famous and very controversial triathlon coach, people turning up to his swim sessions and being sent straight home just by the way they looked. You know, sometimes knowing when you're beaten and when it's time to kind of chuck the towel in is actually one of the skills. Who knows what I might have done if I had gone out for a run. Maybe if I had done that swim session, maybe it's the universe trying to tell me something. Anyway, that's enough for this week. I've kind of had enough of this week. I have achieved most of my goals. I ate really well. I did majority of the training that I wasn't stitched up on by the universe. I did go to bed at 10:30, although I am going to look at why possibly I found it difficult to kind of go to sleep as well as I did. But let's hope my resilience isn't tested quite as much next week. I'm going to try and do something similar. The workload of doing these videos actually seems to be a bit higher doing it this way, but it does mean I can get it all done by a Friday, and it means I keep a kind of a daily record of what's going on, which I don't mind at all. Drop a little message in below, let me know how your week's gone. Did you have as much fun, challenging week as I had? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It'd be great to have a few more subscribers on this channel, as I've let some of my training go today. I'm also going to let some of my eating go. This is quite a big block of chocolate which I'm going to eat right now, and if I'm honest with you, I really couldn't give a fuck